very much, Andy Chiro. We've been fortunate at Forum to have got to know Andrew over the 7 years that we've spoken about. We've seen him grow in that time, and to the extent that we wish him well in the next few days, as he has an enormous task on his hands. But we wish him well, and we thank him for being here and to have proposed that toast for us here this evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard earlier, Forum Toastmasters Club was chartered in 1976. Some of you weren't even around at that time. Sorry, I can't say that. However, we do have a member present who was inducted as a member of Forum in 1979. And he is in our midst this evening. And he has been a member ever since, uninterrupted. And we're very pleased to have him address us here this evening. Now, he decided to pursue the political path for some reason or other. And I'm reminded by the story of Winston Churchill, who said that politics is the ability to foretell what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year, but then to have the ability afterwards to explain why it didn't happen. And of course, those days, 79, he was a promising young man, and we suggested that he should go into politics so that he can continue promising for the rest of his life. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased to have him address us this evening on a subject entitled Member Moment. I ask you all please to put your hands together and give a very warm welcome to Advanced Communicator, Peter Millar.
Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. I can still button my jacket. All the time we hear things about change. Embrace change. Change is inevitable. Change is good. And of course that is all correct. Things keep changing. Life evolves. Nothing stays the same. Yeah, it's true, it's true. And it always has been and always will be. And since I joined this club in 1979, much has changed. This city has changed. I'll tell you lots of stories about that. How our lifestyles are different. This country has changed. And if you think of it, the world has changed enormously. In that time, we had the end of the Cold War. But guess what? Things changed back, and now we've got a Cold War. Well, it's actually a bit of a hot war in Ukraine, all over again. Toastmasters has evolved in this time. 42, almost 43 years, yeah. And that is why it's still growing. It has made the necessary changes that are needed to keep the organisation relevant. But nothing has to always change. Some things don't have to. Things like honesty, integrity, good manners, ethics, values, respect, they don't have to change. Back to 1979, Forum Toastmasters Club. I was young and good looking. Things do change, you see. We all were part of it. But some things have remained behind. The good things have. Many items that were on our program then are still on our program. Things we did then, we still do now. Items on the program like grace, because that shows respect for people's religion. Welcome to guests and visitors, and introduction of members. That's good manners, isn't it? Somebody comes to your home, you welcome them. You would introduce them to other guests. That's what we do. We have toasts at Toastmasters. It's part of what we do. People are amazed when I say, yes, we do have toasts. We have a loyal toast. We still do that to our country. Toast to Toastmasters International. And on our program, we usually have a toast of own choice. Because it teaches our members protocol and how to do things, and equips them to go out into the world. The toast of own choice teaches you how to think and how to imagine how things could be. We have table topics, the impromptu session. Teaches us how to be a little sharp, how to be a little clever, how to answer things. It's a fun session as well, but it also teaches us very, very valuable lessons. As the Toastmaster referred to it, as a politician, yes, topics. The table topics taught me a huge amount, and I use it every day, believe me. I heard a story today, our campaign, and about John Foster, who was a past leader many years ago. And somebody said to him, but you said that. He said, really? Did I? Well, I won't say it again. We do evaluations because we learn from it. We learn what was wrong and what was right. And that's so important in life. We have things like the timekeeper. It teaches us discipline, doesn't it? How to be on time. Very important. Many things are different and have changed, yes. It's less formal than what it was in 1979. If you think back, it was just a bunch of old white men. Horrific if you think about it now in our times. But yes, it was like that. And we've moved on. The administration is so much sleeker because of computerization. You don't have to use the post. That's how we sent programs out in 1979. We were no computers. I've had to learn about downloads and websites and passwords. It's been tough. But we have the technology, and we must use it. And we must learn from it. I learn every day, and I pray that the computer will work, and when it does, I am grateful. Going forward, there'll be the inevitable changes. Don't worry. They're going to come. I will grow older and grumpier. That's inevitable. But we must always learn about the values of life. I'm very pleased that Andrew spoke about every member matters. So I think that fits in with what we're thinking about here. Always remember, no matter what changes, as long as we keep our honesty, integrity, good manners, ethics, values and respect, we'll all be good citizens. Mr. Toastmaster.